far as the artists, there's Lance Pilgrim, Rory Smith, Key Foster. That's the core. That's the core. And every once in a while when we do, a Comic-Con or something like that, then we'll bring in other people that we like, you fit with what we're doing, or we'll give you booth space because we appreciate what you're doing. We keep it in the family. But we branch out to other people because even all of the hot piece DJs around the world, Supreme La Rock, Kamui, Scarce One, Ruhei the Man from Japan, Daisuke Kuroda, Chairman Mao, Monk One, Amir from Khan and Amir. We've worked with so many dope DJs, Cosmo Baker, and like all these people are family. These people are family. So Jay Malls from Pittsburgh, Miles and Clifton from Funky Soul in LA, DJ Plattern, Just Jones. Like we had so many people have rocked Hot Peas, and everyone that has done Hot Peas, we'll always get them to do Hot Peas. We've had very few return guests, especially in New York. Like we don't do return guests. We don't. But for you to rock it, and for us to be like, we need you as a return guest. Like the only return guest honestly we've had for our parties pretty much has been Chairman Mao, Cosmo Baker, Monk One. Because other DJs have done our parties, but the one party we do a James Brown party every year. It's always like 600 people every year. And that group of people have been residents every year at that party. Because we trust those guys. And they understand the night.
Right.
Now we do the Hot Piece Barbecue, but we'll get Breakbeat Lou. We'll get cats from Philly, like the guys from the Little Big Things party. We'll do that. But as far as like the signature parties, we've never had return guests, the same return guests. We like to spread the love around. But on the James Brown party, we're always like, these are our go-to guys right here. We feel as though when we do our standard Hot Piece parties in New York and Philly, we don't do guests. We don't do guests because it's just like, why? People still come to our parties. But then you get parties where it's like you have guests all the time. That means I feel like you're losing the identity of the party by having guests all the time because it's not really your party. It's, it's your party's determined on what guests you have coming that month. But with us, it's like people, they come, they know. It's like, this is Hot Piece. We know what we're going to hear. We know what we're going to see. A guest is just a plus. You're coming to see residents. Yeah. And that's why I said we keep it. You have to be in the know. You have to be in the know, and you have to have that same appreciation. We keep it tight. Lance is a genius. Like, we keep everything analog. Everything remains analog. A lot of people do digital flyers. No, we print flyers. And I need archives of flyers. And so many people call me and they're like, do you still have this flyer from this party right here? Because I really love that flyer. Do you have that? And I'm like, yeah, I have it. I can send it to you at a price. Lance is a genius. He was the one guy. Honestly, he's the guy that without him, there would be no Hot Piece. Point blank. There would be music and there would be a party. Me and him, we go hand in hand. Without me, there's no him. Without him, there's no me. So like he's just a genius, and he knows when I say I want to do this party that has this concept. He's like, tell me no more. I got the flyer. I already got it. I know what you want to do. He's just a genius. So like when he works and he creates, he's just like me. He's the guy who loves kung fu flicks, loves blaxploitation flicks, loves movies and music in general. He's turned me on to a lot of different artists, and vice versa. I've turned him on to a lot of music. So yeah, he's the guy. Like Lance is the guy. Just his whole mentality about everything. He was the guy that would tell you, without telling you, I'm going to knock you out. Like, he didn't even have to say, I'm going to knock you out. He could have just said something else. He could have said his float like a butterfly, sting like a bee line, and you knew it was about to be a problem. And that's what I loved about him, because besides the fact that he was a great fighter, he was intelligent. And intelligence means a lot. And like even now, there's a lack of intelligence in people around the world. There's a lack of it. you know, and he was intelligent, and he fought for something that he believed in. People don't fight for things they believe in. When I say people, there's people fighting for things they believe in, but pop culture wise and artists and celebrity wise, they're not fighting for something. You know, they're living, they'll speak on a political topic, but they're not really ready to lose all they have.
Right, lose their own freedom for it.
Exactly.
Right.
People don't understand that, and Ali was the guy who was like, you know, I'm putting it out all on the line. I'm not going into the military. Lock me up. Whatever.
Money means nothing to me, nor boxing, when it comes to the freedom of your people. So everything I'm doing, if it means hitchhike tomorrow, if it means be raggedy, if it means look for a job, I'll be happy because I can go to bed, my conscience is clear, and I didn't sell out or trade my people just because I could be rich in Hollywood with a yacht out here on my, that could be my yacht right there. Imagine it's valued at $200,000, but I wouldn't want that damn yacht if I couldn't go back over in the black neighborhood and protest a black woman being raped. The hell with the yacht, the hell with the championship. So I want the people to know this, you understand?
Most people would have either jumped to Canada and jumped ship, or they would have, you know, went to the military. He's like, not having it. Do what you must. I love that. But then I love the fact that he was so braggadocious with what he did. I love that. That's why I love Kanye, because he does that. He does that. That's why I love, you know, Melly Mel or Grandmaster Caz. That's why I love, you know, Rakim. That's why I love Nas. That's why I love Ray and Ghost. See, I don't know. See, man today is different than man of yesterday. Totally different. You know, man of yesterday had standards. Man of today is not really ready to lose what they have. Like, that's why I say people who have it made aren't really ready to fight. Not happening.
You are happy to have thrown away perhaps the greatest sports career since the war.
I haven't thrown it away. I haven't lost it. I would say I turned it down. I'm not, see, the greatest sports title mean nothing, mister, if you cannot be free. See? Yeah. Boys in Vietnam are throwing away, you may say, their lives. I haven't did that much. I'm still living. They are dying today to free somebody they don't know. So what in the hell is a heavyweight title and a few stinky dollar bills for my people's freedom?
Not happening. Huh? You know, that's what, look at how many people don't speak up about anything. I look at, even in the hip-hop scene, or just on the DJ scene, I speak up about a lot of things that's wrong. A lot of things. My peers won't speak up on it because they want to continue to get booked gigs. They want to stay cool with everybody. They want to stay in the, I'm cool with a ton of people. I'm going to speak up about it because my elders would have spoke up about me. The people that taught me to DJ would have been like, yo, that shit's whack. You're whack. Feelings become real hurt these days. Everybody's feeling gets hurt really quick when you bring up something. You know, what do you want me to do? Like, bite my tongue? Because I know it's wrong. Have I lost gigs over it? No, I haven't. Because people know we're booking Skeme, so we're booking him in his honest opinion. I've seen him in the real. I've never met him. I actually saw him at a convention in, it was like Baltimore or DC, one or the other. And it was just like, you know, comic, sports convention. 98, 97? Yeah. I'd have geeked out. I don't know what I would have said, but I would have geeked out. You know, and I'm not starstruck. I don't get starstruck. But there's certain people that I'll meet and I'll be like, yeah, you're the king of what you do. I would just want to know, like, what was he thinking then? Like, you know, why did you feel so strong about certain things? What made you be so braggadocious? Like, what was inside of you for you to be like, you know, we all have that little, you know, thing with us that we're the best. We all have that little arrogance. But his arrogance was just so, and he was the first of that to be that. You were as a child. What were you in? Were you this person as a child? Like, you know, I want to know your history prior to you boxing. I want to know what people don't know about you. Just little things like that. Oh, my Muhammad Ali pinball machine. 1981, made by Stern, pinball machine. There was only 2,400 made in 1981, and now there's only 50 known to exist. And there's only like, half of that, which are known to be mint condition, which one of mine is in mint condition. Okay. So that's like the prized possession. That's my gripe with what's going on the scene, or in pop culture in general right now. I'm a fan of Bruce Lee. No, you're not. It's just cool now to like Bruce Lee. It's cool to quote his "Be water, my friend" quotes and stuff like that. It's cool now. You know, and which is whack to me. Like, everybody just wants to quote, and I'm like, come on. Like, I knew that quote back in the 80s because I was a fan of his. Because I was watching his movies on TV. I was going to the movie theater to watch his movies. You know, even people that I know that's not old enough, like Lance, wasn't old enough to go to see those movies. But he saw those movies in the late 90s or in the mid 90s. He saw them on VHS because his Lance's father is the guy. Like, he's the OG guy that would come to Hot Peas and be in a suit and a hat and would just come to Hot Peas and dance the whole night. He's the guy. You know, but then people will watch a Bruce Lee interview and then they'll start quoting him. And I'm like, well, he didn't really mean that like that, the way you're trying to take that line. So same thing with Muhammad Ali. Like, anything that I wear or do or speak, it's me. I didn't jump on it today and start doing that, you know. But I see so many people want to quote Bruce Lee, and it annoys me, you know. It really annoys me because I'm like, you weren't quoting him 3 years ago. All of a sudden you're quoting him. Right. That's the trendy nature in life that we're living right now. Technology has made everything so everybody can see everything. YouTube is like, oh, did you watch this? Did you see this? Yeah, let me start quoting lines from things. Right. You can't read a comic book and start at issue 100 and then go forward. You have to go back to number 1 and say, how did this guy get his powers? How did this happen? How was this world created? Okay, now let me go forward. Right. You know, and a lot of people don't do that. So for me, I'm a stickler on history. One word: values. See this man's values. Follow his values and take from his values. Because his values aren't going to be your values, but values are values to everyone.
I mean, we've seen here demonstrated your particular hold on these people because of your fame, because of your name, because of everything. You have a tremendous hold on these people. We've seen it here. Does this strike you as being a great responsibility?
Well, I would say yes. I have a great responsibility to do all I can as an image to lead them into doing the right things. I would say I'm not a leader, but all I can do is do the best I can, hoping that they will follow after me. Like for an example, I think that the smoking that they are trying to do at a young age. I just encourage this, and the drinking and the mistreatment of women, and the stealing and gang wars and fighting and killing one another, which is going on throughout the United States. And as long as I can obey the laws of the land, as long as it don't conflict with my religious beliefs, and live as clean as I can, hoping that some of them will be impressed by it and see the success that I have and try to follow me in that way.
The youth today don't have as many, you know, people to look up to like you would have had in the past. Like, who really is the youth going to look up to these days? They're really, because everyone's so popular and everyone's so cool, but how many people are really like the guy you can really look up to? So take those values from those people and apply them to yourself in your own life. I think everything that was meant to be
will happen.
Relationships,
yeah,
it's meant to be a habit. I mean, I know it's cliche because you know, you're like, oh, honey, like, it wasn't meant for that relationship to work out. And then you're upset, like, and, you know, it's easier said than done. But, like, I think everything, if it was meant, music, if it was meant for me to have this record or me to be discover this record, like, it was meant, you know. And the same way with, you know, you meet an artist and they're like, I'm into this. And you're like, oh, I'm into this. And you build up a connection. I mean, Lance is the prime example. I'm into this. Oh, I'm into this. Oh, you do that? Oh, I do this. Let's do it. Like, you know, like everything.
Right.
So, yeah, I believe in, if it was meant to be, it does. That's us. It's, you know, we'll talk for hours. We'll talk, and then I might not talk to him for 5 months. But he'll email me, but we'll talk for hours, and you know, we're always on the same page, no matter what. I don't think we've ever not been on the same page. So, I mean, look at Wu-Tang Clan. That was meant to be. That group of guys was meant to be Wu-Tang. Everybody else that came after them that were Wu-Tang affiliates, and Wu-Tang was meant to be. Be fresh. Be fresh. The era I come up in, and people before me, if you weren't fresh, you got clowned. If you came out the house and you weren't ready to be in this circle of people, you got clowned. You know, you're not going to stand out being whack. And a lot of people don't even understand what being whack is. Like, they don't understand. They'll do something and think because they did it that it's cool. And I'm like, nope, it was whack. The way it looked, the way you dressed, like everything about it was whack. Prime example, Focus. Focus is always fresh. From Flow Moker, he's always fresh. Never an off day. That shows. You know, look at Rocksteady back in the day. They were broke, but they were always fresh. There's more money in the world now than there ever has been. There's no reason not to be fresh, not to look fresh, not to dress fresh, not to smell fresh. B-boys, B-girls,
you said it.
Smell fresh. That's the most important thing. Be fresh. Because that's how you stand out. There could be 20 B-boys in a room. Only one of them really is that guy. You know, just be fresh. And if you don't know what fresh is, then email me. And I'll tell you. Post a picture of your outfit, and I'll tell you, like, yo, that's whack. Thank you for having me. It's an honor.